Welcome back, comic book fans, to Comics Rediscovered. Today I've got 3 stacks of books, all cleaned and pressed and ready to be sent for grading. When I was collecting comics previously, there was no grading companies, meaning there was no standardized voice to listen to on the quality of the book that you were buying or adding to your collection. You just had to take somebody's word for it. Now, of course, we have the 3 main competitors vying to grade your book. So this is going to be a test of the grading companies. I'll be sending 1 stack to each of the major grading companies so that we can do a deep dive and complete comparison on these companies. So stick around and we'll go over the plan, criteria, and have a look at the books that I'll be sending in. So my plan is to send in 5 books to each. You can see I've got 3 stacks here. Each stack goes to one of the various companies. All the books have been cleaned by me and pressed by a local presser. Each stack will be packaged as similarly as possible and will be shipped out using the same service on the same day on the same location. I will be going through and looking at each stage of filling out the submission forms all the way to receiving and unboxing the books. The next video in the series hopefully will be comparing the submission process and the costs associated from each of the companies. Then I'll be looking at the customer service and taking a brief look maybe at historical returns on investment and of course the turnaround times once you send these books in. I'll be updating my Instagram account as well, and as I get news from each of the companies, and also of course when I get the books back. Once I have everything back, I'll do an unboxing of all 3 and compare the grading and the cases and the labels and all that good stuff that you normally see with an unboxing video. Once everything's done, I'll try and do some sort of meta-analysis looking at everything and categorizing which company did best in each of the comparative areas. My goal as someone who is new to grading, only having done 2 submissions previous to this, is to get an understanding as to where my money is best spent when sending in books to be graded, and the reason why you might choose each of the companies. Now, let's have a quick look at a few of the books that I'm sending in. I'm not going to go through all of them here, just a quick idea as to what's going in. So the first one will be the comparison book. I have 3 copies of Far Sector number 1. If you haven't read it, this is actually a pretty dope series. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's a limited run series, I think 12 issues, and we are at issue 10 or 11 now. So 3 books. 1 will go to CBCS, 1 will go to PGX, and 1 will go to CGC. All 3 of them are high grade. They're in similar condition. I'll put up a separate video looking closely at each of the books to see if there's any difference. If so, the most deserving of a 9.8 will go to CBCS, and the least deserving that might not make the grade will go to PGX. I think given the general opinion of these 3 companies, if I do that and CBCS scores the most qualified book lower than a 9.8, but PGX scores the least deserving as higher or at a 9.8 or higher, we could maybe deduce some difference in the grading scale when comparing against the other same books, as well as some of the other books that I have here. Just looking at the quality of the books, not all of them are going to be 9.8s. Some of them do have some, slight dings or variations in them that are obviously going to knock down the score, and I know that already going into it. So comparing all that, hopefully we can have a clear indication as to the quality of the grading. Otherwise, we will at least have 3 of the exact same book to compare the casing and the label, as well as maybe some of the other criteria for these 3 companies. Otherwise, in each of these stacks, I have bronze and modern books. Nothing of extremely high value, but a few mid-value books, including an early Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night, Spidey in the black costume, and a couple other issues. So I do have some books that are just books that I like. For example, in this CBCS stack, I've got a Firepower, and in PGX here, I've got the Spawn 300, I think it's the Alexander variant. And like I said, of course, over here we have Marvel Team Up 141 with the black suit. And I also have Werewolf by Night with an early Moon Knight appearance. So there's kind of a variation in the books that are going in. Right, this Marvel team up, I already know it's going to get dinged a little bit. It does have a color breaking tick here on the spine, but still a really nice presenting book. And let's see if we can get a closer look. So hopefully it comes back with a nice grade. It does present well. It is nice and flat, and after the press it actually looks great aside from these dings on the spine, but nothing he could have done about that. What else do I got? I have some other Spider-Man books. This is a reveal of the symbiote and the first Amazing Bagman, I think. This was a book that I bought when I was a kid, digging through the bins, and I just thought it had kind of a cool cover. So I'm going to send this in. This is more of a personal history book that I'm sending in. And a few other things in here. We've got First White Vision, and we've got first of one of the newer Moon Knight series, the Lemire series. This is actually one of my favorite Moon Knight runs. So if you want to check them all out, I will throw up an individual video for each of the stacks and the reason why I chose the books for that company. So I am interested to know what you guys think I should expect, whether or not you've tried all three companies. Leave a comment below and let me know. So as I stated before, I plan to have a look at all the facets of submitting, having the books graded and returned. My plan is with 5 books for each of the companies, all in the same tier. We should get a clear picture of the actual turnaround times, because there's nothing that would cause CBCS to take longer than PGX or longer than CGC. 5 books, same tier. There's no pressing to be done. There's no signature series. None of that stuff is happening. We're just sending it in for the gradings. All 3 companies post different turnaround times, so it will both be seeing who is the fastest without sacrificing quality, and also how closely they stick to their own posted times on their website. When I do the submissions, I'll record the process for each so I can compare all the systems and processes they use for submitting. All 3 use online forms, so I'll be doing it that way. All the same options, just straight modern tier grading. This will also let us directly compare the price between the 3. There may be a video somewhere down the line on the potential return on investment if you're reselling, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in this series just yet. So I'll be packaging the books in the same way, shipping out on the same day from the same location using the same service. I can then track when the shipments arrive. That way I can rule out any discrepancies in shipping times and see just how long the companies themselves take with the gradings. In order to critique their customer service, I'll be sending an email or trying to contact each of the companies, or if they have a web form, I'll try and use that. This is just to see if they respond in a timely manner with useful info. It really shouldn't be too difficult for a company to respond with some customer service. Along the way, I'll also track any updates from the companies as the books are received, sent for grading, etc. Once the books are returned to me, I'll hold on to everything until all of it arrives. So if CBCS arrives first, I won't peek, I won't open it up. I'll save it until we have CBCS, PGX, and CGC all arrive, and then do one large live unboxing. I think that this can act as some sort of a quality control, as well as give us the chance to compare the gradings and the cases. I understand that the appearance of the cases is totally subjective, so it will be my opinion for aesthetics, but we can surely look for damaged cases or slabs, poor seals, other problems that sometimes happen, water damage on the inside or whatever. So there we go. Hopefully a good detailed view at the 3 companies. If you're interested and want to follow along, don't forget, hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell. Leave a like on the video and leave a comment below. Let me know, what do you hope to see from this series? It goes a long way to helping out the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.